Hey guys, Set here and bringing to you today a video talking about how I believe the My Hero Ultra Rumble leaks, which have been a mainstay within this game's atmosphere for a long time now, have hurt a lot of the game's anticipation and overall excitement for oncoming features, characters, and whatnot. Now, before we get into the weeds of it, I just want to say, probably the YouTube title or thumbnail is going to be a little bit sensationalized. Maybe something like "No hype anymore" or "My Hero Ultra Rumble leaks ruined the game." Something to that effect. Obviously, if you understand YouTube, sometimes you gotta beef things up to a 9 or a 10. With how you portray it, otherwise people don't want to click. So obviously, I know it's not that black and white. It's not that sensationalistic, but obviously, I just want you guys to know that leaks haven't ruined the game by any means. But this is also something that I do think is very disappointing and has taken away from a lot of the fun of looking forward to things in this game, which has a knock-on effect to the overall atmosphere of the game. So, with that said, I also want to put out before we start, there is no hate from me towards leakers. If these guys who leak the game a lot weren't doing it, there would be other people leaking it instead. So leaks were always going to happen from people if leaks were available to get. So don't put the hate on the leakers. Most of them are probably decent enough people. One of the guys who leaks quite a lot, I'm on good terms with him. We've chatted a few times before, and every time it's been very pleasant. He's a very nice guy. I don't want to put names out there because maybe they don't want that to be out there. Maybe they do. But anyway, yeah, like I said, leakers aren't the problem per se. The problem is that the game, be it the devs, the publishers, I don't know who's in charge of what, but whoever's supposed to be keeping these future content pieces under wraps, they should be the ones that you should be annoyed with, because they should be protecting their game content much more securely. But it doesn't seem like they are, which is why we have leaks for practically everything that's going to be coming out in this game at some point or another, which is very disappointing. Obviously, this video is more of a talk piece. There is gameplay going on here, but the gameplay isn't the focus of this video, nor does it matter. So I'm not really interested in the comments about the match or whatever. This is just because I know a lot of you guys can't function on a My Hero Ultra Rumble video unless you see My Hero Ultra Rumble footage playing. So this is just to keep you guys happy that there's, some action going on in the background. But yeah, like I said, the leakers of My Hero Ultra Rumble, they're out there in the trenches, they're underneath in the tunnels, clutching their rifles, waiting for the mortars to hit, and as soon as they hit, boom, 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 they're like, everybody, new content, report on it now, and that's the way it's been going for months and months on end. As soon as there's any kind of leakage, be it, just in theory leakage, or hey, we've got gameplay now of this character that shouldn't be seen for like another 2 months, but here it is anyway. They're always on the job. Now again, I don't blame them personally. The people I blame is, those who are supposed to be keeping those leaks safe. So with that said, let's get right into it. And how I believe that all of these My Hero Ultra Rumble leaks have, in some sense or another, just really taken away from the wonder of this game, the anticipation, the excitement, and not just from me personally, but from us as a community, which is a real shame. So if you guys would have noticed, way back when the game first came out, Ultra Rumble, they used to do this thing where they would put silhouettes of characters, and the silhouettes would be, hey, who are these new characters that could possibly be coming towards the game? And it was fun, because if you guys weren't here for the release of this game, we didn't always know who the next bunch of characters were going to be. It was nothing but speculation on the part of the community. Everyone's saying who they would want to see, who they thought was going to be next, all that kind of stuff. And Ultra Rumble could even lean into that. And what I mean by that is, again, they would put stuff out there giving you hints towards new characters. Hey, here's a brief part of a silhouette that is, the new character coming, and everyone would be trying to figure out what it is. There was one time, I think, where it was Kirishima was one of the silhouettes, and everyone was going, that looks like it could be Dark Shadow's cape, and then some were saying, no, that's Kirishima's, waistcloth, or whatever you want to call it, that he's got, that's red, and everyone's saying, no, that's something else, could be this, could be that, and it was fun, because as a community, we didn't know who was coming next. It was what a lot of games get to enjoy, in the sense that you're enjoying the game, it's going great, but you don't know what's coming next, And that adds to the fun because you're sitting there going, hey, my favorite character could be the next addition to the game. A new map might be coming to the game. A new X and X, Y and Y could be coming to the game. And that's something that you can look forward to as not only a My Hero Ultra Rumble player, but a My Hero Academia fan. Then the leaks came out. I can't remember the exact time period of when the leaks did come out, but we had a screenshot or something of some nature. And it basically showed you everything that this game was getting for like the next 2 or 3 years or whatever it may be. Hey, here's a picture with a bunch of faces. These are all your characters. If your character's face isn't there, sorry champ, you're not getting that character in the game. And at the time, everyone was loving it because everyone was like, hey, great. We know everything that's coming to this game. Can't wait for this guy. Can't wait for that girl. Can't wait for this guy. Can't wait for that girl. Wonderful. But some people like myself, we tried to abstain. We said, hey, we want to kind of be excited for things. We don't want to know everything that's coming because that kind of takes away from some of the fun. But sooner or later, it came to a point where you just no longer really had a choice. People would tell you what was in the leaks. You know? I wouldn't even know that Hawks was coming to the game at one point. Until someone would comment on a video, hey Seth, what do you think about the new Hawks character coming? I'm sorry, what? So it got to a point where, you know, leaks weren't really within your control. And as a content creator as well, when you had, you know, near enough 9 out of 10 content creators who were aware of the leaks, it kind of felt like you had to at least know something about the leaks not to fall behind, or at least to be clued up in the memo between all of the people when they'd be asking you about things or whatnot. So it was kind of, you know, a frustrating experience because all of a sudden we knew everything that was coming to this game. And while we could look forward to them being in the game at some point or another, we couldn't look forward to having that anticipation of we don't know what's coming next. Now we know everything that's coming. And there's not even really a cause for excitement anytime something new, you know, quote unquote, new is announced. When Mirio was announced, everybody already knew. When Overhaul was announced, everybody already knew. When, you know, so-and-so's quirk set was announced, everybody already knew. There was no wonder, wow, knew this, I can't wait to see what that looks like. Because a lot of people already knew what it looked like because somehow leakers got their hands on it. We see the character model, we see the abilities. Before the characters even come out, we've seen what their kit looks like. And I don't think that's good for a game that has to rely on, you know, new features, increasing, you know, fan excitement, anticipation for the game. You want to be excited about new things that are coming because they excite you as you see them for the first time. Not, oh wow, I waited 6 months to see what Overhaul looks like and now I finally got to see what he looks like. Great. There was no sense of wonder as a community together because most people already knew this was coming. You couldn't get excited in the start of the game's way when new things were coming out but you didn't know what they were and everyone was speculating together, all holding hands in a sense, trying to figure out, hey man, what's coming next? Could it be this? Could it be that? I don't know, man. What about this? What about that? And then it's released and everyone goes crazy together at the same time and it's a whole thing. But now everybody knows what's coming for a long time and it's just a matter of when is this coming already, man? I'm tired of waiting, or I hope this guy doesn't suck when he turns up. Like, the fun of it is just not really the same anymore. I'll go into the next match. So, where were we? But yeah, so essentially we can't look forward to things as a community anymore because we already know everything that's happening. So the same level of hype isn't there. People aren't really excited to see that Hawks is about to show up at some point or another because we've already known it for a long time. So now it's just a matter of, I hope Hawks is good. There's no, oh wow, Hawks is going to be in the game and we're all wondering together, what's he going to be able to do? How's it going to look? No, we already know what his moves are going to look like from leaks. We already know what his in-character model is going to look like from leaks. We already know he's been ready to come into the game for about a freaking year almost. At least that's what it feels like. So when as one point in time they could went, hey, boom, here's a Hawks trailer, he's the next guy, and everybody would have went crazy because no one would have known that that was happening. Oh my god, are you serious? We're getting Hawks, like the #1 support hero? No, that's not even that type of thought process anymore because now everyone's just waiting for him indefinitely until he finally does show up, because we've all known that he's coming. And the only thing we're thinking together as a community is he gonna be busted? I hope he's not crap. What kind of excitement for a new character, for a new addition to the game is that? It's not. It's boring. And I know some people are going to be like, I'm still excited for Hawks. I'm sure you can still be excited for Hawks. But can you honestly look me in the eye, figuratively, and tell me that you wouldn't have been more excited for Hawks if he just showed up in a trailer one day and they're like, you had no idea it was coming? You had no idea that you was going to get Hawks. You thought maybe they'd chuck, you know, Mineta on your lap and be like, yeah, just have that. But no, you're getting Hawks, pro hero Hawks, guy who fights, you know, high-ranking Nomus and all-for-one Hawks. Like, this is a top hero and you get to play as him. Could you honestly tell me that you'd be less excited finding out through an awesome trailer, you know, that you didn't know he was coming from, rather than you've been waiting for him for 8 months' time? It's not the same. And it's not, think about that, but think about that times a whole community. Now you have a whole community of people robbed of the ability. And again, this isn't, oh, those damn leakers. Yeah, of course they have to take their you know, their responsibility and their part of it, but if they didn't leak it, someone else was going to leak it. The problem really lies on whoever's supposed to be in charge of keeping these leaks under wraps. Like, what are you protecting all of your important content data with? You know, a paper padlock? It doesn't make any sense. And it goes twofold, because it doesn't just come towards us as the players, it goes towards the devs. Remember when I said at the start of the game, they was doing all these like cool things, like they were foreshadowing characters, they were putting out little games out there, can you guess who this character is that might be in the game from this silhouette, blah blah blah. They don't do that anymore. Why don't they do that anymore? Because they know you guys just ruined it for yourselves. They know everybody just couldn't wait to find out the whole character list, and now they don't care anymore. Even their trailers don't really like seem, you know, that crazy, because they're like, these guys already knew it was coming anyway. I guess we don't need to go ham on the release trailer. So again, it's just that kind of thing where even on the dev side, can you imagine working on a game for like years on end, putting time and effort into these characters for such a long time, only for all of that excitement that you hope to you know, rack together to be taken away because someone leaked the entire list? Of course it would hurt your you know, your creative energy as a dev, because you're thinking, everyone knows this is coming anyway. You don't get to experience that buzz, you know? Have you ever like tried to keep a surprise away from a friend who you wanted to like show a good thing to, or, you know, surprise party, surprise gift, surprise whatever, and then someone else ruined it for you? Someone told them accidentally or intentionally, and you're like, dude, you just ruined the surprise. Could you imagine that, but times by 100 because you spent years working on something and it was also your job? You know, imagine having that ruined, and then times it by 1,000 because not only did you have one surprise taken, you had every surprise you ever planned taken all at once with one screenshot. So you have to think, even from the perspective of the devs, they're probably thinking, what the hell, man? So again, I don't know who's supposed to be keeping those content things in check, but it really is a shame. And I don't even know if they could, but here's the thing, I don't know anything about content security. So I'm just saying this from a hypothetical standpoint, but other games don't get leaked to the degree that this game has, and there are also other more popular games that don't get leaked at all. So what could have My Hero Ultra Rumble have been doing to prevent that? Another small thing as well, people that get the leaks early and people who analyze leaks early, they have an unfair advantage. There are people out there right now already practicing with Hawks. There are people already out there now practicing with Shoto's new quirk set. Now again, I know it's not a big deal in the grand scheme, but like, it's another drop in the annoying pond where you have people who are playing as these characters, learning them, while the rest of us don't get a chance to do that. Not that we would want a chance to do that necessarily, because we don't want leaks in the first place, but because it's there, those who take advantage of it are getting really good with the new Shoto already. You're going to jump into the game when he drops, oh wow, I can't wait to use the new Shoto or go against him, and then you're getting comboed, mixed up, and you're like, holy hell, this guy's really good with the character. Little did you know, he's already been playing the character for like a month or something. Again, it's not a huge deal in the end, because sooner or later everyone's going to learn that character. But again, it's just another thing, just one more thing that's annoying. That doesn't have to be that way. And again, you might say, well, not a lot of people have access to it, so it's maybe not too many people. Again, which is why I also said analyze. There are people who aren't going to have played, you know, new quirk Shoto or Hawks. Again, just for example. This has already happened with people like Mirio, Overhaul and whatnot. But they're going to be watching every single leaker that has got combos out, gameplay out. Here's a full match as this character that's not out yet. Blah, blah, blah. And they're going to know everything. Or at least, you know, they're going to know like 70, 80, 90% of how that character works before he even comes out. So as soon as they drop on day one, they're just putting together the pieces of the jigsaw that they've looked at with their eyes for however many times. So again, not only is it something that's annoying in terms of excitement, hype, anticipation, blah, blah, blah. It's also kind of unfair for the people that are doing those leaks because for themselves and the people who are watching their content, you know, very, very closely, they're getting a competitive advantage over the rest of you who haven't been able to play that new character, who maybe haven't checked out that new character, who maybe aren't going to be, you know, analyzing the ifs, buts, whens, maybes, yeses and nos of a character before they've even come out. Again, that's not really a huge point anyway, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend to you like that part affects me too deeply. I don't really care that much about it, but I know some people will, so I want to bring it up. For me, the main thing is the hype. You know, just knowing every character's coming out. I can't even sit here. Inasa is one of my favorite characters in My Hero Trumbull. Inasa Yawarashi, the wind quirk guy, for those of you who can't remember his name. I can't even sit here and say to you, oh, I can't wait to see if he's in the game, because I know he's not in the game. I've seen from that screenshot and the leaked timings, if Inasa Yorarashi isn't going to be in the game, so he is going to be in the game, he ain't going to be in the game for like another 2 years or something like that. Because he's nowhere to be seen. So unless these guys are pulling like some sort of, you know, Jumanji level twist behind, you know, the scenes where they've got secret characters hidden away, you know as a fan that you can't even look forward to some things because you just know they're not coming. So you not only do you get no excitement from a lot of things, but you can't even speculate anymore. You can't even hypothesize anymore because it's like, hey, I'm not even gonna imagine what this guy would be like in the game because I know this mother trucker isn't ever coming to it, which sucks again. Now I know not everything is bad about the leaks because there are some people, you know, set you British fool. There is good things about the leaks too. Yeah, I know there's good things about the leaks as well. Not everything is bad only, and not everything is good only. You know, I mean, look at Gandhi and Mother Teresa. Not everything is one way or the other. Even things you think are great can have some bad things, and even things that are bad can have some great things. So, sure, I understand. Good points of the leakage. You can save your tickets. You know what? I'm going to save my tickets for 2 seasons because I know in the season afterward, X and X is going to come out. And that's really what I want to use my tickets on. Okay, great. I understand that. Or, hey, I want this character in the game and I don't think he's going to be coming for a while, so I'm going to hold on to my tickets. Or I'm going to hold on to this and I'm going to maybe come back to the game when he's in the game because I know he's coming now. Or so and so. I know there is a level of, you know, convenience. And that's what it really comes down to. It's not fun anymore for you guys when you say good things about the leaks. It's not fun things. It's convenient things. It's things you've been used to now because it's been this way for a long time. You don't even know how to accept and appreciate hype or anticipation or, you know, excitement for something that may or may not come anymore because you have already known everything for ages. Even if you didn't want to look at leaks, you have probably, you know, been forced into it. Because you didn't want to be left behind, because you wanted to know what other people were talking about. That was a nice anticipation. I was like, I knew he was going to do that crap. So I rolled into his circle. I was like, you think you're smart, buddy? Not smart enough. Take that basic. So yeah, I understand, you know, knowing what could be coming can help you save your tickets, but that's just the thing. You've lost that. Sorry, you've gained that at the loss of community hype, community excitement. There's no buzz around, oh, what could be coming next anymore? Because we all know what's coming next. And I think that's such a shame. And again, I have to reiterate, there's no hate towards the leakers or anything like that. If these guys currently leaking it weren't leaking it, somebody else would leak it. It's just the way it goes. The real problem is that My Hero Ultra Rumble isn't protecting these leaks more. But yeah, that's just what I think. To be honest, I think it's a real shame that we don't have the ability to look forward to things anymore. Like very, very scarcely does something in this game surprise us. Something that we didn't know was coming. Because, and even if we didn't, guess what? You're gonna be, that's the thing. Anything you didn't know was coming and was a surprise to you, you found that out by a leak. Am I right? Of course I'm right. There's nothing really that shows up anymore that makes you go, oh my god, I had no idea this was coming, and I'm seeing it for the first time officially from the devs as they've released it to me the way they probably initially intended, right? That doesn't happen anymore because you know everything. You know it by a thumbnail. You know it by a title. Hawks in the game? No way! You know, even this video's thumbnail is probably going to have Hawks in it because I've been seeing Hawk thumbnails for the last week or two. So in my opinion, My Hero Ultra Rumble has had so much of its excitement, anticipation, community hype, whatever you want to call it, completely robbed. And I just think that takes away from some of the magic that this game has, because now it just always feels like we're always in a waiting game. We always know what's coming. We know that President Mike is coming flipping, you know, ages down the line. We know this guy's coming ages down the line. You just can't even look forward to anything new. And if nothing in there is exciting for you, and here's the thing as well, you can look at those leaks and be like, oh, well, it doesn't matter to me anyway, because I would have been waiting ages for something that I really wanted. The leaks at least let me now know that I'm not interested in anything. That will lose the game players. If somebody doesn't want to hang around because they don't think anything that's coming is of their interest, that stops that person from playing the game. And more people not playing the game hurts this game's ability to survive and thrive. So that's one. And two, listen, I like Hawks, but I'm not his biggest fan. I like Hawks. I think he's a cool character. Some people even say I remind them of Hawks. You know when you go with your friends and they say, oh, what character are you from My Hero Ultra Rumble, or sorry, My Hero Academia? You know, when you try to compare your friends or people you know to characters from shows. Some people have said I remind them of Hawks. I'm like, that's cool. I don't really care though. He's not one of my favorite characters. But I know he's coming obviously from the leaks. And am I looking forward to it? I'm pretty curious, sure. But here's the thing. If Hawks had just shown up in a trailer one day, or they had dropped it on us in like some official way, even though I'm not necessarily crazy waiting for Hawks, that surprise would have been cool enough for me to gain more excitement than I currently have. If that makes sense, if you know what I'm talking about. Because even though I'm not a big Hawk, I don't mind him, I think he's cool. But even though I'm not a big Hawks fan, sounds like I'm talking about sports, you know, like there's a team called the Hawks. Even though I'm not a big Hawks fan, if he had just shown up in a trailer one day, even me as a guy who prefers other characters, I would have been thinking, what the hell, Hawks is coming to this game? That's crazy. What is he going to play like? How's he going to look? How's he going to fit into this game? Wow, they're giving us a character like this, a pro hero, important character, blah, blah, blah. Because it would have added that splendor, that luster to it, where it's like, wow, what a surprise. I did not see this coming. He's coming into this game before this guy, before this guy, before this guy. Wow, that's crazy. And it would have added excitement to something that maybe I wouldn't have initially been excited about if I had known about it for months on end. If you understand what I'm saying, I feel like maybe I'm not explaining that too well, but you know, sometimes the surprise of something, or just, hey, here's the next thing that's coming out, boom, new trailer, check this out. Even if it's something that you probably wouldn't have been excited for on paper, just, you know, the rush of it, the community hype, the reveal, it would make you excited for it. More so that even if it's just 30% more excited, 60% more excited, maybe it blows your mind. You're like, wow, I didn't even think I wanted this, but the reveal made me want it. That is all taken from you. So yeah, that's just how I feel about it. I just feel a lot of the excitement, community hype, again, whatever you want to call it, is just taken away from this game. I think it's very disappointing that we just seem to know everything that's going to come to this game. You know, from all the way down to the flipping clothes that people are wearing. We just know everything. And again, I know you guys are probably used to this point where it's convenient, where you can make the claim, oh, well, at least I can save my tickets for what I want. I get that. Again, that is a good part of it. Again, not everything is bad, not everything is good. But you know, you've lost that excitement. You've lost that wonder. You've lost that, you know, what's coming next. Oh my God, you know, we have no idea what's in store for this game. That's all gone now. And now it just feels like you're waiting in a queue. That's the kind of feeling you have. You're just waiting in a queue for the things that you want to come out. And you can't even get excited for things that may or may not be there anymore. And you can't even be surprised for things that may or may not be there anymore. And yeah, I don't know. I feel I felt this way for a long time. For those of you who have been with me since the beginning, you would have even known, like around the start of the game, I said I don't like the leaks. I don't want to look at them. I don't approve of them. I don't have any ill will towards those who are leaking things. Again, I told you, like, one or two of the guys who leak things, I'm on good terms with them. I think they're good people. I have no malice towards them. But you know, this is just the situation itself. The fact that there are so many leaks out there. Yeah, I think it's a real shame. Not just for us, but probably, again, for the devs too. These guys are thinking, the players know everything. You know, what's the point? Not that they're going to phone it in and do a bad job. Not saying that. But again, it must take something from them. It must take something from them. There's no way it possibly couldn't. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Again, you can agree with me, disagree with me. It's all good. Just don't be a weirdo in the comments about it. Yeah, like if you liked, comment if you have something to say, subscribe if you want to see this channel again, and yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. I hope you have a lovely Sunday, because it's Sunday right now. But yeah, see you next time.